Hello and welcome back to It's What I Do. And today what we're going to be doing is detailing a friend's Fiesta Z-Tech that he's got for his daughter to teach her how to drive. So there's a bit of noise going on outside today. The guy opposite's having some work done and they're running a generator out there, so you might hear that. I apologise for that. Not much I can do about it. So let's go out and have a look at the car. So here she is. If you have a look at the seats and that in the car, you'll see that they're quite well stained. There's a lot of staining, some damage here, but I can't do a lot about that. But I can certainly get the seats up clean. And as you can see, the carpets are somewhat grubby. They're not in bad condition, but they're very dirty. And I just zoom it in a little bit for you. You can see the dirt and such. And if you look in the vents are absolutely full of crud. Doesn't look like it's been cleaned out in there for quite a long time. So the aim of the game is to try and get it to look as good as I can get it, and we'll see how it comes out. Right, so the first job we're going to do is actually hoover it out and try and get as much of the grit out as possible. And what we're going to use is this industrial Vax machine. It's quite a powerful little vacuum cleaner. It's not a wet and dry. I've got another machine for doing wet stuff, and it's pretty good, does the job. So we'll get on and we'll vacuum out, and we'll see what's left after that. So one little tip if you're ever doing this, if you use a crevice tool on the pipe, it actually concentrates the sucking power of the vacuum cleaner. Got a very small gap there, so it really concentrates the power of the hoover. So that's what we're using, and we'll just go over the carpets and the seats and give them a vacuum. Right, we've given it a vacuum. As you can see, the carpets are a lot better. But the next thing I want to do is clean up all the plastics, the dash, steering column, all the plastics around here, pedals. And the reason why I want to do that next is because you don't really want to be crawling all over a car that's got damp carpets or damp seats where you've washed them. So the plastics is the next thing, and we'll get on and do some of that. So what materials are we going to use for doing this plastics? Well, we're going to start off with using some ACP mixed to a ratio of 1:5. We'll use a brush, small little detailing brush. It's only a cheap one. For such dirty work you don't really want to use a good quality brush. And of course some trusty microfibers. For some of these more stubborn stains on the plastics, we might have to use a little bit of a scrubbing brush, just to try and work in and get some of the marks out of it. So we'll give that a go, we'll give it a start. Alright, having a little bit of problems with the camera today. For some reason it keeps shutting off, so I did demonstrate how to clean that, but the camera shut off. So I'll just basically tell you what we did, or what I did. Got the ACP, I gave it a light spray across the surface there, and then using just a normal nail brush, very light circles, and just gently work the ACP in around this area. And then we used a microfiber to wipe it off. So now what I've got to do is get into these grills and give those a clean. I'll try and do it on camera, but as I say, I'm having problems with the camera. So I've got this little brush, and what we're going to do is we're going to spray the cleaning fluid onto the brush, like so. Don't want it too soaked, but you want some on there. And then very gently we just work it backwards and forwards into these slots to get rid of the dirt in there. And we do the back ones as well. Same thing. A little bit of fluid onto the brush, and then clean in there like so. The thing with using an ACP, an all-purpose cleaner, is it won't actually do any damage if you get any spillage onto your carpet, especially if you're going to wash your carpets anyhow. It's just pretty much a soap. Right, so we can see we've done that bit. Not sure how well this is coming out on the camera. Unfortunately, till such times as I can afford better equipment, I'm using my phone to do this, so not the best thing in the world, and certainly not the easiest thing in the world. So once we've done that, we're going to dry it out with the microfiber. Like so. Bit awkward on this back bit, because you can't get your hand in there properly, but we'll work around. Okay, so as you can see, that looks a whole lot better. So that's promising. If everything else comes up as clean as that, it should be a good job. So I'll get on and do the rest of this section, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Well, unfortunately the weather really let me down yesterday. I ended up having to keep stopping and hiding from the rain, so I didn't actually get much of it filmed. So what I'll do now is I'll give you a quick run through of what I did, and then I'll show you the tools that I used and such like. Got a little bit more to do on it today. Got the inside windows to clean, got the outside to give it a wash, and I've got the floor mats to give a quick clean to. So there's a little bit more to film, but anyhow, I'll flip the camera around and show you how the car's come out inside. It doesn't look too bad, and for a 17-year-old car, yeah, it's alright. Okay, so I've given the carpets a quick wash. All the plastics have been cleaned, as you can see. It's all nicely clean. The seats came up reasonably well. There's still a little bit of marking on them, but for, as I say, for a 17-year-old car, it's not come up too bad, and considering the state it was in. The guy who had it before was a builder or something, and he'd used it for transporting building materials. Although why you'd want to use a Fiesta for that, I'm not sure, but hey ho. Underneath the back seat there was actually piles of cement dust and such like, so that took quite a bit of cleaning. But yeah, quite pleased with the result. So, sun's in a bit of a bad angle at the moment, but at least it is sunny, so I should be able to get the job finished today. Okay, let's go and discuss what I used, and let's just discuss the methods that I used. We've got a little bit of wind here, so I'm afraid you're going to probably catch some of that. I'm actually sitting at the back of my van, so Right, I already went through the ACP and how we use that. I did try and use it on the seats, see whether I could get them to come up cleaner, but I think it was just a little bit too much for them, too heavily soiled. So what I did was I dug out my steamer. We've got a little steamer there. Had that quite a long time actually. Can't remember where I got it from, but it's an Electrolux steamer. And what we do with that, we've got the end of the hose here, and all we do with that is we wrap it with a microfiber, one of these yellow ones behind, one of these things. Wrap the head with that, and then use it to steam the seats and clean them, and it works really, really well. You have to sort of use a new area on the microfiber every couple of minutes or so, but yeah, it works really, really well. The only thing you need to be careful of with these is if you leave them for any period of time, the water and the steam condenses in the hose. So when you first squirt it, press the button there to release the steam, you get like a jet of water come out of it. So you need to clear that before you can really start steaming, you know. So you just got to turn that somewhere safe and press the button, let it clear itself. Then you wrap the head in the microfiber, and then you can use it on your seats, your carpets, or whatever else needs to be cleaned. They're really, really good. So once I'd finished with the microfiber, the steamer, what I did was go around the car and use some of the Carpro Pearl, mixed at a ratio of 1 to 3. Really good stuff, Carpro Pearl. Very, very good on plastics, and well recommend that. I'll try and find a link to it and leave a link in the description. If I can, I will. If I can't, then obviously I won't. But yeah, I can honestly recommend that stuff, Carpro Pearl. Let me see if I can find the bottle and show you what the actual bottle. There we go. That's the bottle. Made by Carpro. It's called Pearl. Really, really good stuff. I've had this one quite a while, and you can see it's settled out a little bit, but give it a shake and it's good as new. And you can water it down to whatever consistency you need. There's actually directions on the bottle to show you how to do that. Very, very good. And of course we've got our Kirkland microfibers. Again, these are really useful. They're not the best of quality microfiber. They don't pretend to be, but they are reasonably good and cheap as chips. So you're not too worried about spoiling them and throwing them away, which is what I like. The other thing I probably neglected to mention yesterday when I was cleaning the plastics, the little brush that I was using and the scrubbing brush obviously had to be rinsed out in a bucket after you'd used it for a little bit. It obviously gets dirty and you don't want to spread the dirt around, so you have to rinse it. So obviously I had a bucket of water sitting there. So we're going to clean the windows, and what we're going to use, obviously we've got our microfibers. What I like to try and do is cover any plastics when I'm cleaning interior windows, because sometimes you can drip onto them and it will mark. We're going to use this little device. Get it out there. 1 second. So, if you can see this, this is made for doing windows. It comes from Halfords. I think they're about a £5, something like that, £5. Pretty good. They are pretty good. They are extendable. If I try and do it with one-handed. Yeah, see, you can extend them. Makes cleaning the windows a lot easier. And when you want to dry them, all you do is just wrap a cloth over the top of that, and then you can use it. So yeah, we're going to use that. We've got some normal sort of shop tissue, blue roll, whatever you want to call it, to polish off the windows afterwards. And then we'll use, I've got some, this is really exterior stuff, but it'll work on the inside as well. Rain-X glass cleaner. There should just be about enough in that bottle to do the windows in here. If not, I'll make up some of my own stuff with a little bit of isopropanol and water, a tiny little bit of detergent, and that works just as well. So, right, we'll crack on. I'm in a position to film this, so apologies if it's not showing up very well. But what we do, we'll give the windows a little bit of a spray with this stuff. I'm going to spray the pad as well. And then it's just a case of locking this thing into position and giving it a clean. Looking at this, I'd say he's got something on these windows. He's probably polished them with polish or something. But this should work. So we can see this, what this thing does. It lets you get right down into the bottom, and if you want to get right down, you can flip it the other way, so that you've got this long piece here, and you can get right down, which is what makes this really useful. So once we've done that piece like that, what we do is get a different microfiber. Just lay a microfiber over the top of it like so, and then we can dry the window off. Like so. And then there's a final thing. What we can do is get some of the blue roll, just fold it over. Again, just flap it onto the stick. It might get a little bit damp on that, but it's enough. And then we can just polish it with the blue roll. And that's how we do the windows. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please give me a like and subscribe down below. Thanks. Bye for now.